It reminds me of something that I've tried to bring back online in the past year. I've been doing a bit of, which is actively seeking disapproval. And it's something that, you know, literally, like with my own coach, my business coach, I had a question on my coaching report every week was like, what did I do this week to actively seek disapproval? And that seems so like ridiculous. If you're an adult, why would you actively seek disapproval? Because if I'm seeking disapproval, I can guarantee that I'm not trying to be liked. If I say, what was I disapproved of, then that's like an end result. Like, I want to know that I have actively sought disapproval, because if I'm seeking disapproval, I'm saying that I am willing to step beyond the edge of the comfort zone of likeness. And when we're younger, like what you're talking about, it's like so much of the new experiences we created in our life were because we actively sought disapproval. And that's how we grew when we were a kid, when we were a teenager. Like we grew and we had new experiences and we tested the edges and the boundaries of things. And then we learned to just kind of behave. Right? What's the root of that word? I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. Behave. There must be something in there. Behave. Don't be disapproved. Don't be disapproved of. Don't do things that would be disapproved of. Disapproved of. What does that even mean? Approval. Why do I want to live within the box of approval, in the confines of approval? The box of approval, the confines of approval is keeping us from living our hearts. What if so much of the stuff that we want to be doing, what if the only way for us to do the things we really want to do, what if the only way for us to swim in the direction of the flow of the world was to be disapproved of by somebody or something? What if that was the case? If we had the belief, the worldview that we should not be disapproved of, then we're stuck. One time a week, do something to actively be disapproved of. You know, you don't have to hurt anybody, but you have to risk a little bit of your own self. Play with it. It's crazy. Like my coach said, I had this challenge. He challenged me to do it for a few weeks, and I didn't do it. And he's like, John, either be disapproved of before the next call, or don't show up. It's like, shit, I pay a lot of money for these calls. I got to get disapproved of. And so I went out and I did something, and I made a phone call to somebody and asked them for something, and I was certain that they were going to say no. They said yes. And I was like, oh, well, that's awesome. That's pretty good money. Okay, great. Well, let me get disapproved. And it took me 5 attempts. The 5th one disapproved me, but the first 4 didn't. And I was certain they would. And so that's the other cool thing about actively seeking disapproval. You get to experience and get results that you were so sure wouldn't be. And the other thing is it flips it. Like, you were having so much fun talking about that, right? Like, it's therefore like, I'm going to risk being disapproved of is a big different than, I'm going to get some disapproval. It becomes a game, it becomes fun, and so it's reconnecting with your youth, with your kind of adolescent desire to be disapproved of, but orient it, make it a superpower, orient it around your purpose, orient it around getting into the flow.